real estate deal makes over 30% a year, okay? I cannot promise, it says, any historical performance data represents past performance. Only past performance does not guarantee future results. I looked at 100 deals in the last 4 or 5 months to buy 3 deals. I think these deals, okay, I thought the deal I'm doing in St. Lucie, I thought the deal at 107 a door was going to make me 30%. I'm closing the deal at 102 a door. So since in fact, since we took money from people, people have invested in the deal. Steve Spray invested in the deal. He doesn't know it, but his deal just got 5% better than it was when I put it under contract. Current performance may be different than the performance data. You could lose all your money. You know that. I've never lost money in my damn life on a real estate deal. I've lost money in the stock market. I've lost money loaning money to friends. I lost money like that. Okay, we going? We rolling? We rocking? The securities being offered in Reliance. You got to read all this stuff, dude?
You got to read all this stuff?
Then you do that, man. Shit, I can't read all this.
Well, no, and what we're going to do is we'll actually just put this on the tail end of the video.
Oh, okay.
It is ridiculous, and the problem that I see with this is that in order to get into a good investment, you have to be an accredited investor, right? But you don't have to be accredited to invest in the stock market where you have zero control over.
Yeah.
And I know that's not what we're talking about today, but I just, you know.
So today, look, what we're going to be talking about, we're going to be talking about investing in multifamily. Every day, every show, we're going to roll. We rolling? Every week, every Monday. You can call us, by the way, 305-865-8668. This is Captain Ryan. Captain Ryan helps me on this show. Captain Ryan flies the bird. He flies Big 10X that's in the shop right now. And while he's not flying, me and him are looking at deals. We're talking to people.
Every day.
He's the one that convinced me to let accredited investors into my deal. He looked at 45 deals that I've done over the 25 years. That's not a lot of deals, by the way. It's an average of 2 deals a year because I'm very selective, okay? Markets change. Markets go down, markets go up, markets top out, markets go down again. So as the market's doing this thing, okay, and it's going to keep doing that, you got to keep changing the way you look at deals. But at the end of the day, you got to decide, and that's why I do this show every Monday. This is Grant Cardone TV Studios, okay? MyGCTV.com is the app if you want to download the app so you never miss a show. MyGCTV.com. Go to Facebook. And we stream the show on Facebook so you guys that aren't hooked in yet can learn about the show, okay? You should be watching from Grant Cardone TV because that's where Ryan's going to access the comments. He'll also look at Facebook. We'll go back and forth. I want to thank everybody for being here, number one. Every Monday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is called Real Estate Investing Made Simple. And I'm going to share with you why I invest in real estate because the first thing you got to know is why you're going to do the deal. Okay? Why are you going to do anything? Why are you going to get married? Why are you going to have kids? Why are you going to get a dog? Before you go get a dog, why did you get a dog? You know, most of you get a dog because your kids, a 5-year-old, convinced you to get a dog. And the 5-year-old said to you, I'll take care of it. I'll clean the poop. Your 5-year-old can't even take care of his own poop. And now you're stuck because you got sold, man. You got sold. You should have never got that dog. You should have never got that dog. There's no reason you got that dog. You need to get your money right. Y'all need to get you investing right. You need to focus, tunnel focus right now. Funnel focus, tunnel focus. Like one single-minded focus. Like I don't need a dog if I'm 30 and I ain't got any money yet. And you're married, you got 2 kids. Last thing you need is another child to clean up after. What you do need is at some point you need the knowledge, the money, or you need the passive flows of income, okay? So I'm going to give you 8 reasons. John, help me out here, okay, on the board. I'm going to give you 8 reasons why I buy real estate.
The top 8 reasons.
The reason I'm going to give you this is you got to know why, okay? Why are people doing this? I think if you look at the top 10% of all the money in the United States, 66% of the top 10% own all the real estate in the country. The top 10%, it's the wealthy people that own the real estate. How? They got some money from a job. They didn't start in real estate. Most of the people never start in real estate. Most of the guys I know that are doing real estate today in a big way, they're not starting in real estate. I didn't start. Real estate was my 3rd business. I took the money from my first 2 business and I poured it into the 2nd business. Number 1, because I have dependable cash flow. Okay, now, can it always be dependable? If you buy it right, it will be. Okay, even in 2008 and 2009, I had a deal. I had 2 deals that cash flowed the entire time. Okay, couldn't sell them, couldn't trade them, I couldn't do almost anything with them. Okay, literally because the marketplace had frozen up, but they provided me with cash flow every month. One of them was not designed to provide cash flow because it was a location purchase. What I mean is, it was negative from the get-go, but I knew I would score. Check this out. In 2007, I bought oceanfront in La Jolla. It was 21 units on the ocean, right there in front of the biggest freaking break. Every, like once a week, it's got an 8-foot break in front of it. People would go there. It's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. It was a negative cash flow of 20 grand a month, every month. 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, I sold that deal in the worst real estate market in the history of the United States since the Great Depression, and I made $4.5 million on it. I lost 20 grand a month for 48 months. That cost me $960. I made 4.6 on the deal. I still made $3.5 million in the worst market in the world that I've ever been through, okay? Now, I'm telling you that to tell you this. Some deals will not cash flow. You should not be investing in them. I want dependable cash flow in my deals. So, for instance, the deal we're looking at St. Lucie, I don't know if you have those pictures from St. Lucie. We think on that St. Lucie deal, maybe you can pull it up, Captain Ryan. I think on this St. Lucie deal that I'm doing right now, we're closing in 10 days. Some of you have already invested in the deal. I'm making it public right now, okay? You can invest in the deal if you're an accredited investor. I'm buying the deal either way. We think that that deal is going to pay 10 to 12% per year. In fact, I'm giving a preferred investment of 6% to myself and anybody who invests in the deal, and then we're going to figure out how much more we can produce over the 6%. So number one reason you would want to invest in multifamily apartments or any kind of real estate is to provide cash flow. Okay? Now, what does a house not do?
Typically, it doesn't cash flow.
It doesn't. How could it cash flow? You're paying for it. I mean, if you're paying for it, it's not cash flowing. Okay? Number two. That's why a house is a bad deal. Nobody should be buying a house. No one here should be buying a house except maybe for myself. Just because I'm like, okay, dude, it's like buying a boat. Nobody should buy a boat, but I could do that if I wanted to. Okay, number two, you want to multiply your money. I want to multiply money, okay? I'm going to explain this more, but look, if I invest $1, for instance, the St. Lucie deal, it's $20 million. I only have to spend $5 million to buy the whole deal. If I wanted to buy an apartment deal at $200,000, I only need to put 50 grand down. So I'm multiplying money, okay? I'm leveraging money to buy bigger asset. Number three, low cost of debt. Now this hasn't always been true, okay? But the debt today is so ridiculously low, it's unbelievable, okay? Number four, it's an inflation hedge. You guys think gold is an inflation hedge, okay? Oh my gosh, if you think gold is an inflation hedge, dude, what I'm going to show you today, how to do it, why to do it, when to do it, boom, stay with me.
Gaining financial independence is what every person seeks in today's world. With so many options when it comes to investing, it can be confusing to know what to do. Specialized IRA Services helps you know the right direction to go. Whether you are looking for a self-directed IRA, a retirement account, or need the know-how on funding a new business, Specialized IRA Services helps you gain control of your assets, your money, and your investments while being educated on the entire process. In removing Wall Street out of your investment, you can be sure to spend less on investment fees, taxes, and make more on your returns. Let the expert team at Specialized IRA Services help you transform your family legacy and secure your financial independence. Visit SpecializedIRAServices.com, that's SpecializedIRAServices.com, to register for more info and receive a free ebook on your guide to financial freedom. That's SpecializedIRAServices.com. Brewston is hiring. We are seeking motivated sales reps in the United States and Canada to work in the growing, lucrative market of drug-free solutions for effective pain relief and muscle performance training. Do it while having fun and, most importantly, improving the quality of life for your customers. TrueStim offers aggressive pay plans, company incentive trips, and a fast opportunity for growth and advancement within the company. TrueStim trains its people on the #1 sales training platform in the world, Cardone University. The best knowledge for sales combined together with the best marketing systems, culture, and support in the industry. Visit truestim.com/careers. That's truestim.com/careers and get started right now. Too many people are being kept from their dreams by circumstances they couldn't control and mistakes from a long time ago. All they needed was a second chance or a fresh start. That's why Cash Now was created. Since 1997, Ray Abood, owner of Cash Now, has been the premier expert in home renovation and resale in the York tri-state area. Dedicated to premier customer service, getting the best deals at the lowest price, this is the only expert company you should deal with when it comes to buying and selling a home. Offering a 5-step home buying process, Ray and his team will ensure your needs are covered and get you closer to your dreams of buying a home in any city across the United States. To find out more on how you can get started on owning or selling a home, visit cashnowpa.com. That's cashnowpa.com to get started.
Hey, welcome back. Captain Ryan sitting in the chair. You're looking good today, Captain
Thanks,
Ryan.
man.
What are you doing?
Thanks,
The Purif,
man.
man? Your
Thanks,
skin, your
man.
complexion's looking all sweet, man.
I look good, huh?
Dude, you look good.
Come
dude.
on, man.
Okay, we're talking about multifamily investing on Grant Cardone. Real estate investing made simple. Every Monday, you can call in with your deal, call in with your question, call in with your situation. 305-865-8668. 305-865-8668. I'm giving you 8 reasons.
The big 8.
The big 8, baby. The big 8 to buy real estate. Dependable, positive cash flow. Leverage money to multiply money. I talk about this all the time. I talked about it in the Millionaire booklet. I talked about it in Playbook to Millions. Dude, people got to do this. Make money, keep money, multiply. If you can figure out the first 2, by the way, I spent all day talking about it Saturday. If you can figure out the first 2, then the trick is to get rich. How do I multiply money? It's a multiplier, okay? Number 3, the low cost of debt today. The Treasury, if you go look at the graph on the 10-year Treasury, okay, look at this.
I mean,
we're following Japan, folks. We're going to -0, baby. I'm telling you, I'm predicting it. We are going to 0. There might be a chance you put money in the bank and the bank is going to charge you to keep your money there. They're already doing it, by the way. That's what they call it, setting up your checking account. All right? So look, when you put money in a safety deposit box, they're charging you that safety deposit box. They're charging you to keep your money there. Okay? Number 4, inflation hedge. Inflation hedge. You know what inflation is, right? Strawberries get more expensive. I told my friend Jack, I said, Jack, look, you got money. He's got a bunch of money sitting in the bank. I said, bro, what do you think that money, by the way, is doing in the bank?
dying.
I don't know. Okay, let me ask you this, Jack. When your body dies and they put it in a box in the ground, what happens to your body? It decomposes. What do you think this is doing? It's decomposing. It's going down in value every day, okay? So when I buy, what I do is I take, so what is going down in value? It doesn't matter to me. I take currency that's going down in value. I know it's going down in value. So what do? I get rid of it as fast as I can into things that will go up in value. So it becomes an inflation hedge. Number 5, this is freaking brilliant, man, okay? Physical assets. When the world goes to hell, folks, you want something real. What is it called? Why do they call it real estate? This ain't David Copperfield, man. It's real, okay? I'm not looking at, the smoke and mirrors. Dude, I go look at, pull up my place. Pull up that joint we're buying right
St. Lucie?
Yeah, pull up the St. Lucie. You got it? You got it? See that building right there? That's real estate.
In the definition of real,
Yeah.
is actually existing.
Actually existing.
You could touch it. You could feel it.
As a thing or occurring in fact, not imagined or supposed. Now let's look at some other investments. Based on that definition, stock in Twitter, stock in Facebook, stock in Google, stock in Baidu, okay? Stock in any company.
It's all made up.
Dude, what is it? Okay, this is made up. Do you understand? You take this money.
Yep.
Well, I don't like debt. I'm telling you, you want debt. You want to use debt. Why? Dave Ramsey said no. Dude, what do you think this is? This is debt. You understand? You take the $100, you give it to the bank, and the bank does what? The bank takes it, poof, smoke and mirrors, man. They replace it with numbers in an account. You can't get this now. Okay? For you to get this back right now in paper would take time. What they will give you right now is digits, confirmation. Yes, you see, it's in the account. It's not real. It's imagined or supposed. Okay? When I buy a piece of real estate, not a house does not produce income. Yes, it's real, but I got to pay for it. I'm talking about real estate you don't have to pay for. Okay? I want physical assets that I don't have to keep paying for. This computer is valuable. It's a physical asset, right? Now, depending on how you use this computer, depends. My kids can't make money on the computer. I can. I know how to reach people. That camera right there, I can make money with it because I can reach people. A house doesn't make money. House is a place for you to get laid, okay, to eat, to make children, okay, to fight with your wife, okay, to invite friends over and spend more money. The more time you spend in your house, the more money you spend. The more money you spend in your home, the more money you're going to spend. Okay, number 6. What is it? Number 6.
Number six, tax benefits.
Tax, man. See, there's huge tax benefits.
Depreciation.
We just sold a deal. I just sold a deal. Tell them what I made on that deal.
$9 million.
$9 million. Okay, $9 million before the dependable cash flow.
Yep.
Okay, I've owned the deal for 4 years. Every year except 1 year, the first year. Every year except for the first year, it paid me $400,000 a year. So it made me $9 million plus 3 years times 400. So it made me $10.2 million plus I took $2 million out of the deal. So I'm at almost $14 million. My tax bill on that sale that happened, what, last Thursday?
Last Thursday, yep.
My bill is zero. It's deferred because I'm exchanging into another deal. Now there's so many benefits. That's why Donald Trump does not want to show his tax form, because it's going to show that he didn't pay zero. It's probably going to show that he paid less than zero.
Yeah. And how long, just so the audience knows, how long can you continue to roll that 1031?
I can roll until the end of the universe.
The end of days.
Okay?
So you might never pay
Life
taxes.
on planet Earth will end. Okay? Okay, asset appreciation. Hey, there is a chance that these assets will go up in value. Now, the reason I believe multifamily is the best investment in the world today is because I think rents will continue to appreciate, and if they continue to appreciate, then what that means is the value of the property will go up. Different than a home.
Different than a home.
A home does not produce income. Okay? A home does not produce income. That's why homes over the last 30 years have only been at 1% appreciation. If you compare homes to assets that produce income, man, it's like unbelievable, okay? The average apartment deal in America every 10 years doubles in price. If you go back over the last 80 years, apartments in America every 10 years, even if you bought at the top, will sooner or later, if you can bear out the cycle, you might have to watch this show more than once to hear what I'm saying, and you're collecting questions, right?
Yeah, totally.
Will double in 10 years. Okay, and the last thing, I don't know if this is a big deal, dude. I don't know if this is a big deal. I don't even know if you can see
pride of
this.
ownership?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, the first deals I owned, I mean, I wasn't proud of them. I was kind of proud of them, but at least you can go look at them.
Yeah.
You know?
Why weren't you proud of them?
Well, I mean, you know, because I knew I wasn't going to be retiring with them. I bought some stuff in Tucson. I just bought it for the cash flow.
Sure.
I wasn't that proud of it, you know. So sooner or later, in most real estate guys or gals, well, sooner or later, you'll see them start evolving their real estate portfolio to better and better products to where they do have pride of ownership. When I come back, I'm going to be talking about REITs, investing in a REIT, simple way, buying your own deals, or investing with somebody like me.
In life, anything can happen. Disasters, losses, unexpected things that are not part of your business plan. And when it does, the next step is to figure out how to get back to business as fast as possible. That's where Pride Public Adjuster steps in to properly manage your insurance claim, create a strategic recovery plan, and get you everything you are entitled to from your insurance company. Our experts ensure that your insurance company will restore you to pre-loss condition or better. Since Pride works strictly on contingency, there is no risk and we don't get paid until you get paid. We are the only public adjusting firm licensed in every state in the United States, utilizing our own in-house team of insurance professionals. We work exclusively for you, the policyholder, not the insurance company. Contact us today to receive a free claim review at prideadjusters.com. That's prideadjusters.com. Settle for everything with Pride. That's prideadjusters.com. Leave a mark in your neighborhood with a lasting impression. A professional landscape can deliver that and more. And the man to bring it to you is Steve Griggs. Awarded the National Best of Hows in Client Satisfaction in 2016 with clients such as Dr. Oz and the Palisades Center Mall in West Nyack. Steve Griggs is New York's best landscape designer. This isn't landscape design, this is lifestyle design. For more information, visit stevegriggsdesign.com. That's stevegriggsdesign.com.
First direct mail sale we had in helping us sell over 200 new Lexus in one weekend.
We have established relationships with some of the best dealerships in the nation.
When you work with Hamlin Associates, John is from the automotive business. John has a really good grasp of what it takes to make a sale successful, and John is very much worried about your return on investment.
Let us help you go to the next level.
Hey, welcome back
To the real estate show.
Yeah, Grant Cardone doing real estate. Man, I got a lot of questions. I got a lot of people sharing the stream. I know you guys are interested in real estate. Y'all want me to write a book on it.
Where are they sending the receipt to?
Y'all want me to write a book? Y'all want me to do a program? While I write the program, while I do the book, until then, I'm going to give you a show every Monday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to deliver this show to you every week with Captain Ryan. He doesn't say a lot. He's helping me run everything, okay? But the guy knows real estate, man. He sits across from the office with me every day and we look at deals, okay? He's learning a lot by being with me. What have you learned so far, big boy? How about that last deal we're doing? What you learned about me negotiating that deal?
Oh, on St. Lucie?
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that I've learned so far is, when I was doing 4 units, it's the same thing as doing 400 units.
Yeah.
So when we're doing these deals, the numbers are the same. You just have to add a couple zeros. So on the St. Lucie deal, your negotiation hasn't been as serious. It's been a combination. So he's very serious, but he's not. So he knows the points. He knows the negotiation topics.
I know I want the deal. This is what I always say to him. Do we want the deal, dude? This problem comes up, that problem. Do we want the deal? Like, if you don't know that, that's got to be your stable thing. If you want the deal, okay? So we're buying 188 units. I'll explain the deal to you. I could take this money and put my money in a REIT, okay? So the deal takes $20 million. Actually, less than that now.
Can you define a REIT?
Okay, a REIT is a real estate investment trust, okay? So you could take $5 million or $500,000. You just start taking zeros off if you want to. Doesn't matter. Again, I always say, if you can't make sense of a $20 million deal, you can't make sense of a $20,000 deal. You got everybody understand that point? Mm-hmm. These are just numbers. If the numbers are going to if zeros are going to freak you out, you're in trouble. Mm-hmm. Okay? So you guys are you're looking at an 18-unit deal. If you're not looking at 188 unit deals to buy an 18-unit deal, you're not in the game. Get out of it. You're a freaking amateur. You're going to get spanked. Okay? So just because you can't buy 188, by the way, you can, and you should. You're better off being an investor in that deal than owning that deal. I'll just tell you right now. Why? Because I have scale. I have leverage, okay? Because people find this more valuable, believe it or not. There's more people that want to buy this than want to buy this. This will go up in value faster than this will. Okay, you want scale. Now, the fact that I have 1,200 units in this marketplace improves everything for people that are getting involved in this $5 million. Now, I could invest the $5 million into a real estate investment trust. There's tons of them, thousands of them, okay? Avalon Bay Communities, okay? It's a real estate investment trust. Over the last, what did I look up this morning, 5 years?
5 years, yep.
It's paid 3.5%. And basically, the stock has been, you'd have bought the stock for about $100 5 years ago, and today that stock is $150. Wow, man, that's a great deal, Grant. Really? Why don't you take another look, man? Why don't you take another look at this? That deal made 50% over 5 years. That's 10% a year. plus it paid 3.5%. Okay. This deal, my average deal, my good ones and my bad ones pay between 22 and 30% a year. Okay. So why? I guess I could do the REIT thing. The number one reason I wouldn't do a REIT is because I believe in real estate. A real estate investment trust is David Copperfield, man. Okay, I can't go look at the property. I don't know what the property is. Okay, you own this much of maybe 1,000 units. I don't want 1,000 deals. If we were trying to buy 1,000 deals right now, I'd have to look at 1,000,000 deals to buy 1,000 deals.
Yeah.
I can't look at 1,000,000 deals. So these real estate investment trusts are built on the backs of investors. These deals that I do, the number one question I ask, do we want that deal? How many times you heard me say that?
Every day.
Oh, Grant, we got it. Hey, do we want the deal? Treasuries went up. Treasuries went down. They want more money down. Do we want the deal is the first question I ask, dude. You got to go back to, do you want it? Do you understand? See, I know the 8 reasons. I take the 8 reasons of buying real estate. I wrap it around the location. Does it work? How many of the 8 does it satisfy? Okay? All right, let's take a call. Mario from Nevada. Mario, hey man, welcome to Real Estate Investing Made Simple.
Hey Grant, how you doing today?
Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you calling in, and I'm sorry you were on hold so long.
It's no problem. I'll wait. It's interesting how what you guys were talking about. I was kind of listening into it, and I kind of got a point of some of it, but not the whole conversation. You guys are streaming live on Facebook, is that correct?
Yeah, we're streaming live on Facebook, but we're also live at Grant Cardone TV.
Okay, perfect. So, Grant, let me keep this simple. I just want to thank you for basically changing my perspective in life. And this has nothing to do with real estate at the moment, but I just want to basically tell you a couple things about myself. I sent you a couple emails, and I talked to Angela, and she told me to call here. And the whole point of this is just basically just thanking you for changing my perspective.
Oh, thank you so much, Mario. I appreciate it. What do you do, Mario?
I'm a salesperson for timeshare.
Yeah. Oh, good, man. Good for you.
Yeah, for a holiday and club vacations.
Yeah. What kind of money do you make?
Right now, I just started. I've gone through a lot of bad situations, which I take full responsibility for. So I'm not making a lot of money, but I have actually made a few deals because of some of your techniques and some of your styles and some of your clothes that actually got me those deals.
Yeah, but you didn't answer the question. How much money are you making?
I'm making about, right now, somewhere between 25.
25 what?
45,000.
Okay, good. So Mario, this is what I want you to do, man. I want you to start thinking like this, all right? And I talk about this a lot, okay? So if you're making $45,000 a year, you got to have a reason to go to 100.
Absolutely.
Okay? Thanks, Mario. Thank you. Okay? You got to have a reason to go to 100. So I would tell Mario this, dude, look, if you can live on 45, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go to 100. Your taxes are going to be 45. It's going to leave you with 55,000. Okay, you're living on that now. You're living on less than that now. Mm-hmm. You're going to, let's say the 45,000 from that number, you got $10,000, all right? I want you to do that for 10 years, and now you got $100,000 to invest. So now he's going to be 31 years old and have his first 100. He's going to take the 100. He's going to find a multifamily deal. It's going to be worth 400. Money multiplies in this game, okay? So 100 becomes 400. I tell everybody, man, look, you save $250,000, and I guarantee you're going to be a millionaire. If you could save $250,000, show me you got $250 real money, okay? I'm going to turn that into $1 million tomorrow. $1 million is something real. I'm going to take your $250,000 of make-believe, fiat, devaluing paper, okay? I mean, really, what can happen to paper? Huh? You got a lighter?
In the other room.
Okay. What happens to paper, man? You got a lighter, man?
Burn.
Okay, you got a lighter, man? Let's burn some, man. Huh? Okay, what can happen to it? Boom. Okay, this could happen to it, right? Okay, boom, it could disappear, man. Okay, bang, it's gone. Okay, so what can happen to real estate? Could I do that? Yeah, man, I guess I could go run a car through our stuff. What would we do?
Insurance.
Hey, fix it.
Yeah.
I actually end up with a better deal. Phone did something weird, bro. Come on. Okay, you guys with me? Okay, Ben from Indiana. Ben, what's up, buddy? If you got a question about the numbers I'm putting on the screen, everybody needs a game, folks. Okay, Ryan, you got any questions here? You know,
Come on, Ben. So a couple questions that I had.
Yeah.
Where's a good place to start in real estate, Grant?
Holy cow, dude.
Hey, brother, how you doing? Okay, I'll do that.
Grant?
Yes, sir. How you doing, man? Good to have you here.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man.
All right, so here's the scoop on me. Basically, I was an emergency veterinary technician. Started out from 17, turned 19, and turned it through car sales, and that's where I'm at right now. And I've been listening to you for, I don't know, 8 months or something like that. I figured I'd call in. I'd ask you for advice, man, but I'm reading all your shit. That's pretty much all you need.
Hey, you know, you're right, man. Hey, do you own any real estate?
I sure don't, man. I'm 19, but I'm working on it.
Yeah. Boy, you sound good for 19, dude.
He does.
Huh? Dang.
Yeah, making 86 a year right now, something like that. $7,000 a month.
You making $7,000 a month?
Yep.
Congratulations, brother. That's great, man. Now we need to get some of that money that you're making. Don't wait until you're 35 to do this, man. Get your money to start working for you so you can start taking advantage of passive income.
Okay.
All right.
There's a couple questions I had for you.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So number one, what's my best next step? So I'm making $7,000 a month right now. I mean, there's some. What I'm trying to do is buy, apartment complexes. And I heard you say at one point, don't make any investment until you have at least $100,000 to invest. The payoff's not big enough.
Yeah.
That's still good.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's still good.
So I'm still trying to do that. Trying to find a second flow of income. I actually just bought your Millionaire booklet. It's in the back of my pocket right now. Reading the 10X rule, sell or be sold. Listen to Closer Survivor Guide on my way to work.
Guys
on my way back,
in the game,
Sell
huh?
or be sold. Yep. Doing everything I can, man. Just trying to prove people wrong.
It's awesome, brother. Okay. So,
And
go ahead.
second question was, so since I'm in the car business, you probably heard of the company I work for, Penske Honda.
Yes, sir. Love the group.
I need you to come back. Evidently, you did. I've got one of your signed books. I've got Sell to Survive, and it's signed by you. It was like a golden ticket when they gave it to me. I was like, heck yeah, that's freaking awesome.
Dude, have you ordered this yet? Have you ordered Be Obsessed or Be Average?
I have not, but I'm doing that tonight.
Okay, send me the receipt. When you order it, send me the receipt, and I'm going to put you in my new mastermind group. It's going to be a 13-week mastermind.
Heck yeah.
Okay? So I'd love to have you part of that, bro. You sound like a winner, baby.
Well, just following you, man.
Okay? And I tell you what, man, tell Robin your address and pay for the shipping, and I'm going to send you one of my shirts, okay?
Yeah, sweet.
All right? Do that right now, dog, okay? All right? Boom. All right, so look, let's go back to this. How are you going to get started? This is the question, right, Ryan?
Yep.
Okay?
I got another one for you, too.
Okay, look, look, folks. You get your own deal. That means you need a shop. You're making $80,000 a year or $45,000 a year. The first caller making $45,000 a year doing timeshare. He's got no business in real estate right now. You know why? He needs to get great at what he's doing. Timeshare. The gentleman that just called in, was it Matt? Matt just called in. Okay,
Ben,
he's at Penske Honda. He needs to figure out how to start making $150 a year. Focus on the game you're in. Get great at what you're doing now. My kids are in school right now. They don't need to buy real estate. They need to get great at school. They need to dominate the class. They need to know everybody. They need to learn how to work the teachers and the principals, run the freaking the prison. It is a prison. Okay, so right now, he wouldn't be doing, neither one of the last two callers would be buying their own deals, okay? Because number one, you'd have to look at 100 deals to buy 2 or 3. He's going to have to figure out where to get the money from, okay? I'm telling you, better to have a piece of 188 deals than to own all of 18 deals. Jared's in the back of the room right now. Jared makes $400,000 or $500,000 a year. He's all in right now. If you're making big money, you're all in on the big money, man. You keep stirring that pot. You're cooking that meal, stir that pot. He could go buy his own deals and go look at other deals. He could invest his money in a REIT. He could take the money. He could go buy give me another REIT, dude, another REIT. You got another REIT you could pull up?
Yeah.
Like that Avalon Bay. He could take the money, give it to Wall Street, it's gone, it's all made up, it's pretend stuff, folks, okay? It says real estate investment trust. And you feel like, I'm invested in real estate. No, you're invested in a piece of paper, okay? You're invested in a piece of paper that says you own some shares in this company. And these guys are on Wall Street. And by the way, there's a huge office. You should go visit our office. See brand new art on the wall. Original Van Goghs on the wall. Like, who you think paid for that?
Yep.
Okay. Or you could invest with somebody that is doing deals. Now, when you do this, the two deals I'm buying from right now, I'm buying from a company and they go raise all their money. 99.9% of the money they raise in a deal is not their money. It is somebody else's money. They go out to the marketplace, they raise all the money, they buy deals. They would buy deals I would never buy. Okay? They also have to sell deals at a certain time to deliver to their investors. What you want to do is you want to invest with somebody that doesn't have to buy and does not have to sell. Okay, we're extremely selective in our deals. I don't know if that image, you don't have them anymore. Okay, sorry. So why are you buying real estate? Cash flow, leverage your money, low cost of debt, inflation hedge. Okay, what are some questions you got there, buddy?
Okay. Is real estate in a bubble?
Is real estate in a bubble? That's a great question. Okay, I said earlier, man, I bought in literally every, I bought before 2007. Okay, I bought oceanfront. I mentioned this earlier. 2007, what's about to happen?
Big crash.
I moved everything out of Tucson and it went to as tight a market as I could. I bought a piece of property. I took the money I had in Tucson, bought 2,200 units, exchanged them into 19. Okay, I reduced my exposure in the marketplace. I increased my location. The location was sick. I'm like, this location, no matter. The world could come to an end. Literally, they would nuke the planet, and this little spot, somebody would still find valuable. It could be radioactive, and people are like, shit, I'm moving there. I'm moving there anyway, and I'll pay, okay? 2010, I sold that piece of property and made a profit. Okay, it had a negative cash flow while my money was protected. So the point is this, are we in a bubble in multifamily? I don't think so. I think you're going to see a lot of articles saying we are. I don't think so. Particularly when, and by the way, even if we're in a bubble, you can find ways to protect yourself in the bubble. Okay, I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example of why we're doing this deal right here. Now, to do this, you have to be in the game all the time. These units came up, this product right here, this deal I'm talking about, these 188 units came up. We own 1,200 units in that neighborhood. Okay, I wouldn't normally buy that deal. All right, I'll give you another example. 100 units. Me and Jared bought 100 units. How long ago was that, Jared? Year ago? Year and a half? 2 years ago?
2014.
100 units came up in this same neighborhood. I had 1,100 at the time. This is called, what's it called?
Harbor Breeze.
Harbor Breeze. It's called Harbor Breeze. If you live there, call Jared. Okay? 100 units, we added them. I never buy 100 units. Our ideal deal purchase is 300 units. I made an exception. Why? Because I own 1,200. Okay, we bought that deal for $5.4 million. I think the first 6 months, 7 months, it didn't pay us a check. We invested, is that right, Jared? Am I telling?
It was paying.
It would pay a little bit every month, right? Okay. That thing is worth $10 million today. Conservatively, $10 million. Why? Why did I know that? Even in a bubble, okay, if we've been in a bubble, bubbles don't last for a second. Okay, they last longer than that. Even if we're in a bubble, I bought in the bubble and still made money. Why? Because I'm looking every day. So even in a bubble, even in an overpriced New York, Chicago, San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego, even in an overpriced market, Miami, I can find a deal. But you got to be looking all the time. You can give me any city right now and I guarantee I can find a deal in that market. Okay, this deal, we're paying $105,000 a door. And I thought it was a deal. I've negotiated it down to $102,000 a door. How do I know that's a deal? Why do I know that's a deal? Because I happen to know across the street is selling for $126 a door right now. Same product. Nobody knows it. The guy across the street, I pressed the guy. There was a guy, let's say it was Ryan, trying to buy this other deal, and I'm trying to buy the deal. It's called Apex. Okay? Mr. Johnson, Ryan Johnson is trying to buy Apex, and I'm like, I'm trying to buy Apex. I told my group, I said, guys, I'm going to press this guy. I'm in an auction, and I'm just going to keep bidding him up. And we did for like 2 weeks. I just kept bidding the deal up, and then I finally said, you can have it. Okay? He's at $126,000 per door. I walked away. He's got it. Okay? By the way, I call the real estate broker like every 2 days. Hey, dude, has the guy woke up yet to the choke? So, is he choked out yet? Let me know if he stumbles. Because if he stumbles, I'm going to go in and grab that deal for a lot less money. But you got to be in the game looking all the time, man. This is not a, oh, I'm just going to buy real estate and make money. You agree? I mean, you bought some real estate.
100%.
What'd you buy?
I just bought a bunch of fourplexes, and actually I get a lot of questions coming in saying, hey, how do you know it's a good deal? And so what Grant does is he actually builds a spreadsheet so he knows everything that's on the market. So it's called the pipeline, right? So he has 20 properties in St. Lucie. He knows everything about those deals. So he knows how much they're going for, how much they sold for,
how much they rent for,
they rent for,
but
and
look,
that's how you know it's a good deal.
Let's say it's a bad deal. Let's say I invest $5 million in a deal that's worth $20 million. Okay, and let's say, just for conversation, let's say it does what I say it's going to do. By the way, when you underwrite this deal, how do you underwrite it? If you've been watching my show every week, every Monday, what do I say? Underwrite it for no rent growth, 0 rent growth. Underwrite it that nothing gets better. Underwrite it assuming expenses go up, rents stay flat. That's what we did. That's how we underwrote the deal. We never use a pro forma. A pro forma is a projection into the future. It's magic, dude. It's not real. Yeah. Okay? We take what's called a trailing 12. Man, I give a lot of value, don't I? Huh?
Tons.
We use what's called a trailing 12, the last 12 months of rent. Then we look against the worst year. Okay? Then we look at the worst case. What would I need for the place to break even? 87% economic vacancy occupancy, which is about 65% occupied. Okay? Not 65. I'd have to get to 87%. Every dollar that comes in, I'd have to go from where I'm at right now. I'd have to lose 20% of the entire population. 36 people would have to move out tomorrow for me to get to these numbers. It's never happened. Never. Not even in 2007 and 2008 and 2009 and 2010. Not even when the world went to hell, dude. Do you guys know that apartments performed better than any other asset class in 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012? And I think this thing's going to last until 2035 because of millennials. So I take a trailing 12 months of income. Show it to me. If you can't show it to me, it's not real. Okay? I look at the worst year. And I look at the worst case. Where do I break even? So let's say I get to break even. I can't pay myself the 10%. I'm not losing a property. Sooner or later, what happens? Cycle reverses and rents keep going up again. Not to mention, we have the lowest home ownership in the history of the United States. Since we started freaking building homes in America, we have the lowest home ownership because of millennials and because of baby boomers. Let's go back to a more realistic scenario. It doesn't appreciate. Nothing changes, and I earn 10% of my money, $500,000 a year on $5 million. I earn that for the next 5 years, times 5. And it doesn't appreciate. I earn $2.5 million. 1/2 of my down payment has been returned to me, man, while I wait for what? Sooner or later, baby. It's sooner or later, man. What if I keep it for 30 years? What if this happens for 30 years? Somewhere in those 30 years, something's going to happen that's going to be good. Something's going to happen that's going to be bad too, probably. Okay? But I'm getting paid, man. I'm getting paid. I should be getting paid. By the way, I'm writing down my taxes. The first 3 to 5 years of this thing, I'm going to get a thing called depreciation from my accountant. My accountant's gonna say, hey man, here's 300 grand in depreciation this year. Here's 400 grand in depreciation. Here's 500. It means I take my income and I wipe it out because of depreciation. Dependable cash flow, leverage your money, low cost of debt. Okay, this $15 million right here, the $15 million worth of debt. I know I'm getting a lot of stuff written on here. Am I covering too much, Ryan?
No, I think you're doing good.
Okay. the $15 million in debt, I'm borrowing the money at under 4%. Okay, the money's so cheap, it's ridiculous.
Free money.
It's almost free money, okay? Asset appreciation should happen. Pride of ownership. I love this property. I think it's a great property. I know the people that are managing the property right now, which has been a big question from people. Okay, raise your volume, please. You guys on Facebook, if you're having trouble hearing this, go to GrantCardoneTV.com, GrantCardoneTV.com, and you'll hear the original audio on this, okay? Okay, questions? Anything else?
How do you know where to buy your deals? Like as far as
dude, know your location. Go back to the number one thing. I'm talking about what today? 8 reasons to buy real estate. 8 reasons. Why am I telling you that? Nothing's more important than know. Sales, marketing, branding, girls, life, family, spirituality, physical. No, man, no. You want to know where the gym is. You want to know what the route is. You need to know. You have to know your market, okay? You're not looking for the deal. You can't make sense of a deal if you don't know the market. You need to know everything about the market. And I'm not talking about location. I'm talking about know everything about that little location. Ames from Iowa. Ames, how you doing? Ames, how you doing?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Good, sir.
Good. So, question. I own a restaurant.
Yes, sir.
I have 100,000, maybe a little bit more to invest. I want to get into apartments. Should I look to invest that, or should I take my 100,000 to invest in more restaurants to increase my cash flows to make a bigger splash down the road?
Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, the first answer to that would be, yeah, you would probably want to buy some more businesses. Mm-hmm. You want to buy some more restaurants if you actually want more restaurants. Now, you know and I know the restaurant business. I mean, what's really the cycle on a restaurant? The average restaurant in this country lasts how long?
About 10 years, from what I've heard.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you something.
Ones. Yep.
How old are you?
I am 38.
38. So I guarantee you, these apartments that I own, dude, they're going to be around here longer than cameras, cell phones, and your restaurant.
Right. I agree.
So
that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to
now let me tell you another little thing that's just current content. Okay, where do you live?
Ames, Iowa.
Yeah. Do you guys have a Publix grocery stores there?
Do we have grocery stores?
No, Publix, a company called Publix. Or you got Safeway. Who do you have there?
No, there are local ones like Fairway, Hy-Vee.
Okay, good. Well, you see, we, similar to like a Fairway, right? We have what's called Publix down here. Publix is buying all of their real estate right now. They're going back, every location they own, all through Florida, they're buying all the property. And guess what they're doing? They're creating their own REIT to pay out dividends to their investors. So rather than them renting from someone else, they're owning that real estate. By the way, I think it's probably a mistake for them. But it just shows you they want out of the grocery and food business, and they want to own that real estate, because even if all the groceries start getting bought online, which could happen in our lifetime, dude, you could literally, a drone might be dropping off your freaking bananas.
Right.
Okay? They might go from the wholesaler, skip the distributor, and go straight to your home. It could happen in your lifetime. I mean, there's a lot of stuff changing right now. They're like, what we do know is that corner of 1st and 3rd is going to be more valuable in the future than the bananas that are going bad. Okay, go ahead. Right. You had another question too, Ames.
Yeah. Well, so there's 2 separate 100-unit complexes for sale. So I'd be almost better off trying to find somebody to go in with me locally here to get that, put my 100 into, and just get a small piece of that, than go into the restaurant part, right?
Well, I mean, for me, this is what I would do. Okay, I don't know how much money do you earn a year?
I take home 100.
Okay, good.
Taxes.
Okay, so look, if you're going to buy a $100,000 deal, if you have $100,000, are you willing to put all of it in?
Yeah.
Okay, so that deal, you should be looking at a $400,000 apartment deal.
Right.
Now you're in Iowa. Let me just see if I can help you out here real quick. Okay. And if you got more questions, Ryan, you can.
Now, Ames, is that your last 100,000?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we do. We have Iowa State University, so there's 36,000 students. So there's never going to be a shortage of tenants. So that's one of the reasons I want to get into it as well. But that's my last question. Yeah.
Okay, so look, here's the deal, dude. Here's the deal. There's one deal in Ames, Iowa. It's $7 million.
Yes. It's 98 units.
Yeah, you know the deal, huh?
Yes.
It's a 5.38 cap, dude. Then Miami's cheap.
It's on sale.
Okay. So let me just see here, man. Okay, now I'm going to open this up now. I'm going to go all of Iowa. Okay, so Marion, Iowa. Tell me when I'm close to you. Fountainelle, okay. Iowa.
No.
No. Davenport.
No.
Ankeny.
I've seen those. Ankeny's pretty close. Yeah. Ankeny's close.
Okay, Sioux City, Davenport.
Nope.
Urbandale.
Somewhat close.
Okay. So here's Urbandale. That's 3.4 million. What are you looking at? You're looking at see here's 2 units, okay? Here's 2 units in Iowa, in Ankeny. Dude, they want $414,000 for 2 units.
Right, and you say not to go below 16.
Dude, I would never touch this deal. You're gonna have $100,000 in 2 units. I mean, look, if one half is good and the other half is a bad renter, you're 50% vacant all the time. Right. I would tell you to find somebody like me that's doing deals and be passive, bro. Take the 100, send it to them, sign the form, trust them. You need to do it with somebody you can trust. And by the way, you need to do it with somebody that's got more money, more skin in the game than you do.
Right.
Okay? See, right. If you're going to invest this $100,000 in somebody, ask them this one question. Are you signing on the note? If they say no, don't do the deal. So like this deal we're doing right now, $20 million. Somebody asked Ryan the other day, does Grant have skin in the game? Dude, I'm signing for $15 million. Okay? They wouldn't give you the loan. I'm on the loan, okay? The document's about that freaking thick saying we can come and cut your nuts off if you don't pay us. So that you want somebody that's got skin in the game, just ask them this question. What's the question you're going to ask them?
If they got skin in the game, are they signing the note?
Are you signing on the loan? And they're going to be like, yeah, I'm signing it. Are you recourse on that loan? Are you responsible for that debt? Well, no, actually the LLC is. Okay, well then they don't have any skin in the game, dude. It's basically a magic act. It's bullshit.
Right.
So all these REITs don't sign on these loans, dude. They just walk away, man. They walk away, leave everybody holy. They don't care.
And the REITs don't put your name on the LLC.
No.
So when the guys invest with you, they get the 8 benefits.
Yeah, they get the 8 benefits and you get the stock.
Yep.
Which might be fine if you want to do that. Here's a deal in Des Moines, dude. 18 units, $1.1 million. So all I'm saying to you, particularly where we're at in the cycle, you guys that only have 100 or 200 grand, you're probably not ready to do this. You guys that have under 100, for sure, you have no business doing this right now. Okay? Right. And anybody that tells you that you should be, all these no money down books, you're going to buy something with no money down, it is ridiculous, okay? You do not want 2 units. Ask him.
Totally.
You got away with it, and you got away with it too.
And I'll just add to this really quick. So the market, you have highs and you have lows, right? So in 2009, when I was buying these 4plexes, I was buying them for 50% off. Now it's 2016, and the cycle is a little long in the tooth. So you have to watch where you're buying in, because look, guys, multifamily, 5 units and above is dependent and it's valued off of the NOI. 1 to 4 units is based off of the market. So it's the comps. It's the market.
Listen to what he's saying. 1 to 4 units is based on the value of your neighbors.
Yep.
Okay. When you get above 5 units, they start looking at the net operating income. Okay. Net operating income is basically your gross income your total income, your gross income, or total income, let's just call it total income. It's going to be gross income on the statement, unless you're dealing with some mom and pop guy. By the way, if he's got 5 units or 8 units or 16 units, 30 units, you're going to see a mom and pop BS statement.
Yeah, F that.
Okay, so total income less expenses equals NOI, net operating income. Okay, debt comes off this number. Okay, so this number is what the value of your property is assessed on. So that being said, the bank, the lender, basically assesses value on this number right here. Not this number, not this number, not the debt, but on that number, the net income, okay? Not on me, not on my credit, not on how strong I am, okay? They look at me and say, hey dude, NOI, we're lending money on that deal based on the NOI. And number 2, the other thing is your track record at managing the first 2 things. I don't manage it. Who does? That's the next question they're going to ask. Who's the manager? Oh, they have about, 400 years of experience, and I've been working with them for 12 now.
Yep.
So I got a management company, a third party managing this. We oversee the management company. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have lent me over $325 million, not counting deals I've sold, okay? They're always asking me, who's the management company? Where is the agreement? We have to see the agreement. I'm on a preferred list of borrowers with Fannie Mae. What is the agreement between you and the manager? So this is not just as simple as,
Hey, I manage 100 units.
Yeah, no. Dude, we're managing, we're over almost 4,000 units right now, okay? We do a great job. I got a management fee on our deals less than anybody in the country is going to get. Yep. We get the rates as low as possible. We make the best deal we can. We look at every angle we can to make these deals work. I'm going to tell you something. I'm not making it sound complicated. You should be in it. I'm not your mom or your dad saying, oh, it's a lot of trouble. Dude, you should be doing it. Everybody should be doing this thing. I'm telling you, it's going to be the best investment in the next 25 years. Everybody should be in the game. You should all be learning. Take the time to do it. Set your money aside. This gives you a reason to save money. Set your money aside. Don't give that money to the bank. Okay? Prepare for that money to grow up. Grow up and then take it and multiply it. Dependable cash flow. Leverage your money. Leverage it and multiply it. Number 3, low cost of debt today. It's going to keep getting lower, I think, hopefully. Inflation hedge, big hedge against inflation. Physical assets are better than paper. Dude, anything's better than money. Okay? Tax benefits are enormous. That's why Donald Trump does not want to show his taxes. Because you're not going to understand why he didn't pay anything. Everybody's going to be like, he didn't pay anything. Yeah. No, dude, he took advantage of the laws, man.
Right. And who wrote the laws?
Who wrote the laws, man? Congress and Senate.
And what do they own?
Yeah, exactly.
They own real estate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. They own. What's he worth? Oh, he's only worth maybe $700,000 or something. He's a Congress, but he's got about $50 million worth of real estate sitting there that nobody knows about. Okay. Yeah. Asset appreciation, it goes up in value over time. And I don't know what this is worth. Pride of ownership, I don't even know what that means. I don't know. Oh, I own that. That's mine.
I own that pool, man. That pool's my
pool. I'm like, who cares about pride of ownership, dude? Okay, I didn't buy that jet because it's got pride of ownership. I don't need to tell anybody I own the jet. Okay, there's some other reasons I own that jet. Okay, one of them is depreciation, dude. I whacked that mother the first year. Okay, $4 million. Whang, hit my income statement. I don't do stuff because of my ego, man. I do stuff because of money. Take care of your family, folks. Put your family first, okay? And the way to do that is to know what you're doing, know where the money's going, what's the plan, get your wife on the same page. You go to your wife and say, Grant Cardone says we should be investing in apartments. And she's like, I don't want to do that. She don't know what she's talking about. All we know is she don't know what she's talking about. You need to know if you want to grow, okay? All right, real quick, hope you enjoyed the show today. If you did like the show, make sure you subscribe to Grant Cardone TV. You guys that are watching this on Facebook, if you haven't liked my Facebook page, I don't know why I've been telling you, man, please like the page, okay? If you like the show, give me a thumbs up. If you love the show, give me a comment, okay? Anything I can do to help you, I will. Every Monday, me and Captain Ryan, Takes a lot to sit here and not talk, man. I got to tell you something. Right, Jared? Dude, it's hard. I know.
Jared,
y'all think I'm not kidding when I say this. It takes a lot to sit there and not talk. Okay, guy's learning. He's sitting here. He's in the power flow, man. Okay, you guys that are sitting here learning, if we didn't answer your question, you can always ask Ryan. Ryan at CardoneAcquisitions.com. Ryan at CardoneAcquisitions.com. You got a deal you're looking at? Send it to him. You got a deal you're not sure about? Send it to him. You got a deal you want my help with? Send it to him. He'll put it on my desk. I'll tell him what to do with it. Okay.
They were also asking about the accreditation, the accreditor list.
Yeah.
How do they get on that list?
Ryan at Cardone Acquisitions. If you want to invest in our deals, 10 days I'm closing this deal. We close it out. It's over with. If you want to come in, you're getting in on the ground floor with me on this deal. I'm buying it right now either way. We either raise the money or we don't. Don't matter to me. I'm buying the deal either way. I'm giving people beyond my family for the first time in my career, beyond my brother, my mother, my sister, my best friends, and some of my best employees. I'm giving people accredited. I'd open it up to everybody if it was up to me. What did I tell you the whole time? Let everybody in.
Totally.
Grant, man, dude, you just can't do it. Yeah. Like, why not? What's wrong with this government? Man, I wouldn't want to be a med today, man. Just saying. Okay. If you bought the book already, got some good news for everybody that bought Be Obsessed. Who does this?
Nobody.
I walk into my office this morning and I'm like, everybody that bought my book, pre-ordered my book, Be Obsessed, I'm going to do a 13-week mastermind, 13-week coaching, 13 weeks of mentoring. So many people. I said, what would people want the most? T-shirt, hat, socks. Somebody said, dude, what people really want the most from you is coaching. I said, good, do it. 13 weeks. They said, let's do one coaching call. I said, we were going to do one seminar, right? I said, nah, do 13 weeks. 1 week for every chapter in the book. So you went to Barnes & Noble or Target or Google Play? Amazon. I think some people bought it on iTunes. Or you bought it at GrantCardone.com. If you send me a copy of the receipt that you purchased it, your old statement or receipt, whatever, send it to obsessed@GrantCardone.com. Maybe you put it up in the show at the end of the show. Obsessed@GrantCardone.com. Obsessed. Email me, obsessed@GrantCardone.com, a receipt. I'm going to put you on a list. And I'm going to make you part of my coaching, my coaching mastermind. 13 weeks, man. Huh? I'll be your mentor for 13 weeks, okay? If you wanted that private, it's $100K. I just gave it to you for spending $26 with me. By the way, all the proceeds I get from the sale of the book, the sale of the book when we release here, are donated to charity to stop the drugging of little chillins. Also, for those of you who got Mastering Objections or have not gotten masteringobjections.com, masteringobjections.com, if you haven't purchased it yet, okay, you're going to go to the site and you're going to see that the price is now $646 and it's $199, okay? Use this code, Never Late Again, and you can get it for the $49 that I offered it, all right? Okay, don't tell anybody, all right? That's just for you, okay? Never Late Again is the promo code. By the way, when you go to checkout, it's going to say $649 or $646. All the way through the checkout, you're going to put your credit card in there, all the way through the checkout, and then it's going to say, at the last thing it's going to say before you check out finally, what's your promo code? Never Late Again, okay? All right, thank you so much for being here. Email Ryan@CardoneAcquisitions.com. Ryan@CardoneAcquisitions.com. Your questions, anything we can do to help you, we will. Get in the real estate game now.